So I am super excited to have another small independent company haul to show you. I wanted to share this particular item with you. It definitely has featured in some of my moving vlogs, but I wanted to kind of give a kind of updated review and show you another item now that we've moved in and we've been using it for the last 3 weeks. So the Etsy store featured today is called Scotland COLLECTIF, and it's an Etsy store that I kind of came across just by pure chance and then was blown away basically. As you probably know, me and Mike have just literally bought our first house ever, and upon moving out, a lot of things I had already gathered and nested, and I am quite a nester. I've been gathering things for our new home for the last sort of 5 or 6 years, but it wasn't until we were actually moving in that I realised that there were some big kind of gaps in my collecting. So for example, I didn't have much stuff for the kitchen. So I had loads of mugs, but I didn't have that many plates. Didn't have much cutlery. I had like some spoons, but that was it. And one thing that really stood out that I didn't have was a bread board or a chopping board. Now we kind of like to have our boards for different things. So we wanted a chopping board for meat, which we ended up getting off of Backbone's store. Those are also beautiful. We got this Hannibal Lecter one, and we wanted like a regular plastic one for cutting our vegetables on, like a really quick, easy, clean one, especially like with beetroots and stuff, which are gonna stain. And then we wanted one for our bread. So this is obviously what I came up with. So I really wanted a spooky kind of chopping board, so I literally searched, I think, for Halloween chopping board, and not a whole load came up. There was quite a few wish ones is how I'm gonna put it, and then I thought, right, well, I've been getting loads of coffin themed things for our house, coffin shelves, can't see one but there's one right there, coffin shelves, coffin makeup brush holders, coffin boxes. So I thought, perhaps there is such thing as a coffin chopping board. I didn't have this custom made or anything. It was a item that was already available on their store, and oh my goodness, I love it. So yeah, it is a really nice, thick, as you can see, great quality chopping, well, I call it a chopping board. We use it as a bread board. It is like marketed as a chopping board, and I just love it. So the first thing that really drew me to this, other than the fact it was spooky, was the fact that it is made out of responsible wood sources. So I have actually just pulled their Etsy up on my phone just so I could get this detail correct. But it says it is made out of an upcycled scaffolding board, which I really liked. We're trying to be as sustainable as we can now that we have moved out and we have a little bit more control of how we are living, and we're trying to embrace the reuse, recycle life. It does kind of bring an extra kind of element when we use this, that we know that we've not just chopped down a tree in order to have something spooky. It is something that has been upcycled and reused, which we really like. I think also the thing I love about it being, I say recycled wood, but you know, repurposed wood, is that the grain of the wood, you can feel it, which is so lovely. Our well, my parents' table, like their dinner table, my dad made, because he used to be like a carpenter, and when he made it, it was really just smooth, but now after like years and years of everyone eating off it, you can start to feel the grain, which I really like. And I love the fact that this came with that grain feel, and there's some like slight imperfections to it. There's like a little bit of a crack around here. This crack does not go like all the way through the wood at all, as you can see from the back, but it's kind of just like a surface one. I did see someone comment asking, like, does food get caught in the crack? Which the answer is no. It's more of a superficial crack in the fact you can see it fine, but it's so small, not deep. It's so shallow is the word I was looking for. It's so shallow that literally nothing goes in it. And this is super easy to clean. I like to anti-bac the kitchen each night. It's one of my strange things that I cannot do before I go to bed. It's one of those strange things that I can't go to bed without doing, and I have just like sprayed anti-bac this each night and given it like a wipe over, and as you can see it's still looking like as if we've not used it. But I can assure you this is out all the time. The other chopping boards are kind of placed out the way. This is literally on our kitchen counter ready to go. Mike does use it like every day to make his sandwiches on, but I also use it when I'm cooking, just for like when I take the lids off of pans. I just put it on here just as somewhere to put it where I know the heat's not going to damage it. But yeah, I love this. It's beautifully made. It's like the perfect shape coffin. It's a really good size, especially if you don't have the biggest kitchen as well. It's not going to take up loads and loads of space. I'm tempted to buy another one to use as a cheese board, because I would love a coffin shaped cheese board. I think that would be so cool. But yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. Now, I did also have a question on my Instagram asking why the bottom of it is a different colour, and that's because the wood has been stained. Again, I'm going to refer to the Etsy post so I can get this correct. But it says that it has been stained darker to bring out the natural grain, and this stain hasn't kind of come off or altered the use of it in any way. It's a really nice finish. It almost gives it like a shimmer. I'm not sure how well that's going to show up, but it does almost have like a shimmer to it, which is really cool. But yeah, it's been stained on the top, so you don't actually see the bottom colour of the wood. But honestly, I bought this kind of just as a fantasy for having a spooky kitchen, and we have used it like every single day since then. Oh, okay, now my washing machine is here. Great timing. Great timing, thank you, AO. Back to what I was saying. So, yes, I did find the chopping board on Etsy, and it was a really reasonable price as well. We were looking at like regular, like Robert Dias ones, and they were around £25–30. So getting a coffin shaped one for £25 was very reasonable indeed. I was definitely expecting to have to pay a little bit more to get a coffin shaped item and to get it kind of within the same price as what a regular shaped one would have been was really, really good. So I was super pleased that I definitely feel like it has already been used enough to show its worth. And yeah, I'm just so pleased with it. It's just awesome. Love it. I know it has been featured in a few of my vlogs, and I did want to like give it some kind of a special mention, and then like perfect timing, I was messaged by the owner and he said that he'd made a new candle holder, like a tea light holder, and he wanted to send it so I could share it with you guys, and I'm so glad he did, because look at it. How cute is this? It is a little bat tea light holder. I love this. So on his Etsy store, it's not like all spooky stuff. There's some really cool like abstract pieces, and there's like chopping boards, and there's trays, and I'm sure there were some chairs on there as well, and some tea light holders. And I was eyeing up the tea light holders just because you guys know I love myself a candle, and when he offered to send his new design, I was like, yes, please. I had no idea what the design was going to be, and then this arrived in the post yesterday, and I was like, now this is cool. So this is currently residing downstairs in the kitchen as well, but I'm kind of thinking I may move it onto the dining table. We do have all of our furniture pretty much now in dark woods, aside from a few of the like random shelves that we have, as you can see there, but most of them are in dark coloured woods, and our table's mahogany, and like this will just go so nicely with it. So this turned up, as I said, in the post yesterday. So because I didn't buy this item, I can't tell you how much it is. However, looking at his like other candle holders, they're all around £10 to £6.50. They're kind of like within those two price brackets, so between £6.50 and £10. So again, a really kind of reasonable price, I'd say, especially with the kind of spookier stuff on Etsy. When it is handmade, as these are, they can be slightly more expensive. So I love this. Let me take the candles out so I can show you how it looks. It did actually come with the tea lights, which was an actual godsend, because I was a bit worried just for the fact that since we've just moved in, I have no idea where my box of tea lights are. But this is how it looks without the tea lights, and these kind of circles have been drilled out yeah, I think that's called drilled out specifically to the correct size of a standard tea light. I do have a few tea lights around and they all do fit in, which is really good. So as you can see, they just fit in there really snug, which I really love. I'm not worried about like if this was accidentally like knocked, like the tea lights falling off or going anywhere. I just like, look how perfect that fit is. It just looks awesome. So I'm so pleased with this, and it goes very well with our spooky themed house. And I'm very, very grateful that the guy who owns Scottish Collective offered to make and send one of these. So yes, I'm very grateful. I will leave the Etsy store below with a direct link to the coffin chopping board. But if he does kind of start selling the bats on a larger level, I will also link those down below as well for you. I believe when he Instagrammed me, he said this was like an up and coming design which is coming to his store, and it would kind of give me the opportunity to show you first, just so that all of you guys can have kind of first dibs when they do turn up in his Etsy store. I would like to think that this too is probably made out of some form of recycled wood, which it just makes me happy when things are kind of repurposed. I have noticed that a lot of things he does make are from like recycled whiskey barrels, and like bits of wood he's collected, and yeah, just love it. It's so gorgeous. So I will leave a direct link to his store below, but I do also want to mention his Instagram, just because I felt like the Instagram page went so well with the Etsy store. Obviously in his Etsy store you can see all like the final pieces, but the thing I liked about his Instagram is he showed you slightly more the process of making it, and it does kind of really give you that sense of like how these are properly like handmade, hand produced by a person rather than a machine. And I was like mesmerized by these videos. So I am screen recording his Instagram just to show you what I mean, but there are kind of obviously pictures of the pieces he's made, but also showing the pieces in use, like with the candles lit, and how different they do look once they have the candles in there, and the same like with the chopping boards and just them in use. But some of these posts are videos, and if you click on the videos you can actually see the items being made, which is really cool, and just finished off, and it gives you more of an idea of like the process that has to go, like the process that has to be done in order to get these final pieces, which are done to such a professional standard and just such good quality. So yes, those were the two things which I have got, and I will leave all the links that you need down in the description below. A massive thank you for sending me this. I literally love it so much and I cannot wait to use it. And yes, thank you guys for watching. If you do have any questions, comments, please leave them down below if it's anywhere you are. I hope you're enjoying the shade, and I will see you next time. Bye.